Hello everyone and welcome to Gonna Spit Tier 1. My name is Thomas and for now I'm on my own as Lewis is still enjoying his dinner. We are here in Cota for what should hopefully be a very enjoyable race. We've seen some absolute brilliant races in the past and yeah, hopefully these guys can add another one to one of those great races. We're currently looking at Vaporizer, our qualifying merchant. He is always up there, always looking to get that McLaren up into pole position. But he will be challenged today. He will be challenged by probably the likes of Dafoe. PW Jones maybe on a very good day can snatch pole position. Roy always quick. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what is about to happen here in the US of A. To go on board with Vaporizer to see what he can do on his first run in this qualifying session. 14.5 minutes to go. As people are slowly starting to get out of the pits with their preferred setup on. And there's already a purple sector one for Vaporizer who lost it a little bit on the curb on the inside, but I don't think it hindered him too much. Try to brake as late as possible just before 50-meter board, and then important to get a good exit as you're on to the very long back straight, where straight line speed and exit is something you want to focus on. Coming down towards the end of the back straight, between the 150-meter board, try to cut as much on the inside as possible. Purple sector 2 as well, hitting those apexes. Nice slight little correction there on the steering wheel. Once again, try to keep it as wide as possible, then turning in, try to use all of the front grip available, and then through the triple right hander where we saw the brilliant overtake of Verstappen a couple of years ago, but unfortunately it was deemed illegal and he had to give the position back, which caused some very funny moments behind the scenes. Coming out of the final turn, open up the DRS onto the line, and Vaporizer is the one putting in a 1:32.5, just a tenth quicker than Dafoe in P2. We've got TK now. He is coming up to the back straight. Mr. Ferrari is putting in a 1:40.3. I assume that is a banker lap time. He can either now do a little bit of a cool down lap and then go again. But from what I can see on the bottom right of my screen, he is pushing again. So it was just a lap to settle in. And I think the Ferrari driver is now pushing to try and get himself closer to Vaporizer and Dafoe. Meanwhile, what can DK do? Once again, keeping it wide, try to tap the turn in as much as possible. Then important to get a good exit for the triple right hander. Two left-handers, pit entry on the left-hand side, and then one more corner to negotiate. Hits that apex perfectly, and onto the line. A 1:33.0 means he is 8 tenths quicker than Kjabo, and he puts himself in P3 for now. Let's see PW Jones, one of the more consistent drivers in this field. Once again, gets a good exit through the right-hander, and from what I can see so far, PW Jones looks on it as he comes up to the final turn now, but didn't hit the apex like Kjabo did, of DK, sorry, and you can see it lap time wise, 1:33.4 for PW Jones. And as we were going on board with PW Jones, Lewis joined the Magic commentary box. Welcome, mate. How are you doing?
I'm back. I'm very good, thanks, mate. It's great to be back. It's great to have the dream team back, and we've both had our holidays, haven't we? Both been on the summer vacays, and yeah, playing a bit of catch up at work and all. But yeah, we made it, and now hopefully we can enjoy. Well, we will enjoy the rest of this season. Now that the summer's over, this is the last day of August, we can get into being, what's the term, hermits again, playing racing games with the days.
Back to business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, excited. This track is interesting strategy-wise. I feel like tyres aren't as difficult. It's only slightly different. It's not tyres still degrade round here, but you can get away with a medium to soft strategy round here, which you couldn't, as a one-stop, you couldn't do previously. However, if there is a safety car, as I found out on Monday, a two-stop is probably a better strategy, or is a better strategy, but it depends on the timing. So I'm looking forward to this race to see, if there is a safety car, will people stop for those extra fresh tyres, because it can make a massive difference performance-wise.
Yes, I don't know when or which game, but I remember that there was like a big debate, not as much as Singapore though, but there was like a big debate in strategy where if you went for the two-stop, it actually could pay off, but you needed that little bit of luck to actually made it work. I can't remember which game. I think did I race when that was the thing. I don't know. It was like really strange, but because like the pit lane, you lose a lot of time in the pits, but because you need so much grip around this track, it actually pays off to make an extra stop. I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was this track that was a two-stop. It definitely wasn't Singapore, because Singapore is you lose the most amount of time around Singapore. I know Mexico was a two-stopper back in the day. Canada has always been a two-stopper back in the day because of the short pit lane. Was this track? It is one of those tracks. I don't remember doing a two-stop around here. I may be chatting rubbish, because it could have been an old game like an F1 2018, 2019 version.
Yeah, I think it was on an older game. And then this track, I think that was the case.
Yeah. Yes, it would have been a long time ago, but possibly, yeah, because this track it's very punishing because of Sector 1, a lot of load on the tyres, but even that last sector really punishes the rear tyres with traction and the front end, because you're kind of braking into the corners, and then you've got the long right-hander, the final two corners are pretty high loading. It's just a track that really punishes and gets the tyres hot. So it may have been. I know, obviously, we had one of the greatest finishes with Matrix on penalty counts, winning despite having wing damage and doing a two-stopper round here. But nowadays, like I said, two-stop. You really, if there is a safety car early on, or at any point really, what I learned is two-stop is very, very beneficial. I saw it with the guy who won in EU4. Him pitting, I chose to stay out, but a lot of people pitted as well, crucially, so he only lost a few places, and he just had a massive performance advantage, even though it was only like 5-6 laps difference. And I was starting on a medium, and he went on a fresh medium, so it was only a 6-lap difference on medium tyres, and he was very quickly able to go back to the front and pull a gap. So, yeah, if there is a safety car, I do expect people to pit, no matter what lap, unless maybe obviously if it's lap 1 or lap 2.
We saw what happened at Saudi Arabia with the amount of safety cars.
I heard.
I think the first 14 laps, we had like 12 laps under safety car conditions or something. It was absolutely crazy. So
I heard, yeah. Dan told me you weren't a happy because I totally agree, because it's just a nightmare. You just want to watch racing. You don't want a safety car. EU4, we were very good. We didn't have a single safety car in Saudi Arabia, which is unheard of. But yeah, it is one of those tracks. As soon as you get a safety car, it just creates safety cars, doesn't it? Because people are battling crazy, trying to make places. The walls are there, so you make contact, you're pretty much in the wall. It's so high speed.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't get that today.
Like, I just want to give the people watching a little bit of an insight. Like, for me, I live in the Netherlands. It is now 20 past 10 in the evening. When this finishes, it's normally like 11:30, something like that. I have to wake up at between 6 and 7 every morning when those safety car came out, we already had a lobby restart. So it was like I was looking at the time, and I was like, I could see my sleep disappearing minute by minute. It was like it was emotionally, it was very hard to keep like going that race, especially with the fact that after like pretty much the last safety car, we had 4 people left or 5 people left in the race, which, well, fortunately, Vaporizer and who was it? It was Vaporizer and how can I forget? I wasn't there. It was the 2 Red Bulls fighting. I know that it was HA and Goke who were fighting, and then Vaporizer was chasing someone down for the victory, which at least made it interesting. It was Snipes, I believe, who was reserving, and like at least they made it very interesting. But it was like it was crazy. Like, yeah. So yeah, like you said, Jeddah, a track where the walls are very close and an incident is very likely to happen. We've got a little bit more space around here in the US of A. So when someone crashes, it's not a guaranteed safety car, but yeah, I'm expecting one nonetheless. And then, like you said, Lewis, it will be very interesting to see what strategy is going to be the preferred one. A Vaporizer, I quickly wanted to mention, I went on board with him for his second run, and I think this is the first time I've seen it happening. He invalidated.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Vaporizer invalidated a lap time.
I tell you what though, Sector 1 is very easy to do that. Because when you try, you can gain so much by nail it. You have to be perfect. If you get the perfect line through Sector 1, you make so much time. And it's so easy to go cut across the curve a little bit too much, because you just got it. You can't correct it. If you correct your line mid-corner, if you feel I've turned too early, and you kind of try and straighten it, you lose time because you're going at such a high speed. You can't straighten it. So you have to just commit. And if you cut it too much, you cut it too much. And it's so easy to do. It's really tricky. Sector 1 in qualifying around here is one of the most toughest sectors for qualifying, I'd say, in the season. So yeah, it just shows you the fact that Vaporizer did.
Matty invalidates the penultimate corner.
Now that I find that's not as it's still an easy corner to lose, be invalidated. But I thought it was easier now with these cars because they have so much more grip in the faster corners. I felt that he must have missed the apex and tried carrying the speed, because these cars now have such good grip in those high speed areas. It's actually, I feel like you can really commit quite a lot of speed through those sectors. So yeah, it's a shame for Matty there.
Yeah, big shame. We go on board with AJ, who is currently in P6 on a 132.8. Let's see what he can do. He is, well, pretty much the only one now trying to improve on his lap time, as the rest of the grid is now slowly coming out of the pits to try and improve on their lap times for the final time in this qualifying session. So AJ running a little bit off track compared to everyone else, but let's see if it pays off. He was quicker in Sector 2 compared to his previous lap time, already being in P6. This could be a very, very good qualifying session for AJ if he can get a little bit of time, and he does. I wanted to say a couple of tenths is going to bump him up a few positions, and that's exactly what is happening. AJ gets himself up into P3. Very well done.
Nice. Yeah, 1 minute 33 to go. A lot of people, that's going to be his best time. A lot of people, the vast majority, are going to come out now. Now, how do you pronounce that Ferrari's name in P1? Is it Pose?
It's Pusha.
Pusha.
Yeah.
Right. Pusha. Right. Pusha, Vaporizer. That's the thing with English. When you see a word like that doesn't really resemble English.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but Pusha. Right, okay, I'll try and remember that. So, have we got anyone on hot laps? Oh,
the Aston Martin, yeah, just starting one. And Matty, he had to Well, he wanted to come into the pits, then he probably looked at the time and was like, wait, if I come in now, I probably don't have time to make it back round again. So he went for a little bit of a cooldown lap, and is now going again. That's why there is a 2 minute and 1 second added to his name. So keep an eye out for Matthew as well. But the Aston Martin here is the first one who will finish and get the flag in this qualifying session.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's going to lose him a lot of time there in the hairpin. It's one of those corners, that hairpin. You can't gain much, but you can lose so much in a hairpin just by being too greedy on the throttle.
Lewis, I don't know if you've tested it out. Is it like, does it give you, ooh, and he loses it again,
Yeah.
which gives him an invalidation. Is it going to give you an advantage running like a very low downforce setup, or is that too big of a risk? Looking at like the first and final sector.
Yeah, so good question. I ran a high downforce setup around here. The wings aren't as big of an issue, which matches these cars. Being on a higher downforce isn't as dramatic for your speed down the straights as it would have been in the past. It still is, but not like if you ran a high downforce setup on the 21 cars, for example, you're massively down from that speed. I found it was better. I wasn't losing much time in the straights at all. It was like a tenth, maybe less than that. But my third sectors was so good with that higher downforce setup. Surprisingly, not so much in the first sector. It wasn't like
Vaporizer. Oh my days! But he lost a minimum of 2/10 there.
There you go then. Post it. He's on purpose, is he?
Yeah, he is quick. But is it quick enough?
Oh,
it is quick enough.
Oh,
and
the
fall
as well.
Oh, P2.
AJ yeah. Pitts.
That mistake costed him. Oh, but why is Matthew without a front wing as well? But that mistake from Vaporizer is costing him probably pole position.
And he's down P4 now because
Elliott, yeah.
Second. And to be honest, Elliott, I think, could have got pole. His second to last corner was a bit cagey. I was on board with him. I thought, oh, that's not a good corner there. So I reckon he could have snatched pole there. But yeah, you're right. Vaporizer would have been, without that mistake, probably around that P1, very, very close. And just like that, P4, it makes it a little bit more work. We've got a race on our hands.
Really do. It's close. I didn't expect it to be this close, actually. I thought the gaps were going to be bigger. But yeah, it's looking good. We've got pretty much everyone will put in a competitive lap time within a second. Matty unfortunately couldn't get it together. He was unlucky with the timing as well. Goke, Donamo, and Jack Hawkey haven't been able to put in the time, and we all know Roy can go much quicker than that. So I think he maybe had an invalidation on his last run as well. But it is a Ferrari on pole position, exactly what they want to see this weekend as well in real life. Elliott in P2, Defoe in P3, Vaporizer P4, AJ P5, DK P6, Zinc P7, Brizin P8, PW Jones P9, and Specdodo rounds off the top 10. Chiabo P11 and Roy in P12 with Matty. Last one with a lap time in P13.
Nice.
So I assume it is going to be a dry race as well, as we just saw a very, very sunny qualifying session. We are loading onto the grid. And there we have it. Sunshine, no clouds.
Beauty.
You love to see it.
This is the thing now with the new rules for dynamic weather. The problem you have is if there is a lobby restart, which we had also on Monday, you get the issue of different weather. It's a bloody nightmare.
Is it not that, like, they put the weather from what it was in the previous session to the new lobby? That's normally what happened previously with, like, we haven't had dynamic weather in a very long time, but that's what I used to remember about it.
Yeah, don't we use? I thought we used dynamic weather now for the.
Yeah, we are using
Yeah,
dynamic weather, but are they like so? For example, if this lobby crashes now,
yeah.
touching wood, um, like if it crashes now, then aren't they going to use clear weather for the next lobby because it was
I don't.
clear anyway? I think that
They
is
did
what.
with. I don't think they did it with the. I mean, it was dry anyway, but I don't. Actually, I don't know. It's a good point. I just assumed it was. It was dynamic because we had one the round before in Spain, and we definitely but that was during qualifying, so we had to restart during qualifying, and the conditions changed because it was wet quali. We had to back out of it, restart the lobby, and then qualifying was dry. I think that's
Ah,
how it went, or is it vice versa? It was one of the two. So it did change weather-wise. So maybe they keep it as dynamic. Yeah, I'm not sure. Uh,
fair play.
yeah, we got Poshi, or it's like a Pokemon name. Poshi, P1, Aliat, P2, Defoe. Now, our top three predictions here. I mean, Vaporizer, you always assume is going to be in the top three. And he should, I think, race pace wise, he's always very strong. Qualifying, the other guys can catch up. But I still think Vaporizer can get the job done. I do think I'm going to go with Defoe in P2 and a Pyoshi in P3 rather.
Fair enough. I would say Elliot P1, Vaporizer P2, and I'm going to go for Elliot, Vaporizer, and the foe. So nothing major strategy-wise. We've got Pusha, Elliot, and Vaporizer together with Goke and Donamo on the hards. Everyone else is on medium. No one decided to gamble on the softs. I think they were too quickly around here to be really effective. Maybe someone outside of the top 10 could have gone for it, but they decided to go for the long run. We are getting ready for round 4, season 12 here on Condor Speed. Once again, can't get a good view of the grid, so we will have to do it like this. We can count the lights. 5 red lights. And away we go for round 4. It's a good start from the foe, I think. Already gets alongside Elliot, who now needs to... Oh, it's free wide going into the turn. The Ferrari runs deep. Elliot gets it back. We already have someone retiring from the pits, and we have a safety car. Virtual one, I think.
Yeah, I tempted fate of virtual safety car. That's all right. I was about to say, people will be pitting if there's a safety car, unless it's lap 1 or lap 2. Well, we haven't quite got a safety car, but we did get a virtual. But yeah, the guys who started on the mediums did get a good start, but Aliat and Pyoshi able to defend the inside line, not allowing them through. I am a bit surprised about starting on the hard tyre round here, because personally, well, the difference is today, which we didn't have, because we had to restart our race on Monday, and not therefore not quality, we had a fresh set of softs. So if everyone's used their set of softs, nobody now has a fresh set of softs to use. Therefore, it makes, if you start on the medium, it not possible to start on the. If you start on the medium, it's not possible to then go softs later on. Whilst the guys who are starting on the hards will go to the softs later on. I'm sure of it. So let's see how it plays out. But if there is a safety car midway through this race, at least those hard runners, I suppose, can go onto the mediums. Or we've already got a caution.
I just want to say we've got green flag conditions, and then someone made a mistake. Yeah, but with the mistake, but he can carry on. It was important though for Push and Elliot to remain in the lead, because now on the harder tire they've got the medium runners behind them. Vaporizer on those hards dropped the position. He lost the position to AJ, who now moved himself up into P4. Brilliant day for him so far. Good qualifying session, and now running P4 in this race.
Yeah. Nicely done. We've got, yep, so, oh, look at this, the Aston Martin all over the back to Foth with that warmer tyres. So, being a lovely sunny day today, those around, especially around Sector 1, these tyres do get hot. It's one of those circuits where tyre temperatures is not an issue, even on those hards. It's just the grip those mediums are going to have. So I do expect the Foth to be really making a move into Sector 3, I reckon. Bit of contact with the Alpine.
He needs to make those mediums last now, or make them work while they're still better compared to the hards, because lap by lap by lap those hards will get quicker and those mediums will be getting slower.
Elliott making a move down the inside of Piochet, and he's done it, but the Ferrari's going to be on the inside now. He's got to be careful that AlphaTauri's close by. Now, if I was the AlphaTauri, I'd make a move down the inside, but the Alpine doesn't.
Ooh, on the outside maybe?
Oh, this would be a good move, he does, but yeah, he's going to get squeezed out. Clever defending from Alliat. That was really clever, because if I was to vote, I've done it before. It's such a good corner to dive bombing down the inside. I've made two moves, two places in that corner in the past. It's just one of those great corners for him taking. But the Alpine did the job there, so good defending.
Good defending, and is AJ now having a look? He was thinking about it, but he thought better of it, and now he touches the back of that AlphaTauri, who almost lost it, and now I think Vaporize is going for a move down the inside. Too wide is not going to work through the essence. AJ stays in front, but this is losing them a lot of time, as Vaporizer is pushing a lot to get past. But for now the mediums are just too quick to win it and get in front on exit. So AJ remains in P4, Vaporize has to settle for P5, with DK following them very closely in P6. Everyone, well, pretty much everyone set a fastest lap time. We saw Elliott with the fastest lap time, then AJ, then Vaporize, then DK, then Brizin. So people further down the field are starting to become quicker and quicker, and it's just a matter of time before we're going to see some overtakes. As Roy, where did he lose it?
Sector 1.
Yeah, but
and also the Alfa Romeo as well, Gerbo. Oh, it's getting a bit glitchy. Gerbo also went off the same corner. He's in the gravel right now.
But he can continue on though, it seems like.
Yeah, he's kind of doing some cross country. I was going to say Defoe broke way late down the back straight, and he had to lock it up, almost went in the back of the Alpine. I wonder if he's got a slightly higher downforce, and that is why he's struggling, because that Alpine looks like a bit of a rocket down the straights here. Yeah, the Alpine's struggling to make the corners, so I reckon he's got a lower downforce.
Yeah, that's what I was already suggesting. I don't know if I would have gone for it. You said you were running a high downforce setup to manage the corners. Yeah, you can clearly see that the Ferrari is pulling away in Sector 1 and the AlphaTauri is closing in. So you can definitely tell that the Alpine is struggling through the corners, which we assume is due to the fact that he's running a low downforce setup, which is now going to bring him into play, because this is the sector where he wants to and he can excel. In order to get a good exit with the DRS, should be able to close in quite a lot. They actually go on board with him. We'll now have a look at the back to see if he is pulling away from the AlphaTauri. He is not using any of his battery, but you can see how much he's closing in to the Ferrari in front. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting, because if you're now running behind the Alpine, good luck with overtaking him.
The AlphaTauri had a little bit of a snap there. Otherwise he could have made the move. But not this time. Yeah, Vaporizer down in P5 at the moment. Now, he is another guy who started on the hards. And probably just taking his time. AJ's looking
the
really
Ferrari went very deep coming out of the final turn. Almost lost on exit, and maybe this is the moment for Elliott to make a move. No, he's not. I think you're probably not too fussed about the fact that he is in P2. I think he knows that if he pushes that little bit more through sector 1, he can easily get past him on the back straight. You could see how much he gains on the straight. I think he knows now with DRS that the foe is probably unable to make a move on him. Yeah. And he's quick enough to keep up with the Ferrari. Why would you waste more tires and energy than you need to at this stage in the race?
Agreed.
Ooh,
yeah, that Ferrari gets a good traction, doesn't he?
And Elliott was struggling on exit there. Maybe this could cost him the position. The foe, he needs to do everything he can to get past. He is really close though. Oh, but look at the Alpine down the inside.
Yeah.
And he makes it stick. And now the foe is having a look at around the outside of the Ferrari, who sticks his nose in.
That's dodge. Goodness. Now he has to try and shut the door, but he's not going to be able to in the AlphaTauri. He's going to move down the inside. And he takes second place. Ferrari runs wide though. Ooh. Now, if I was the Ferrari, I'd let the AlphaTauri through, because really... Oh, they're still side by side. He's going to have to back out surely. Try and do this switchback, which he will. Down the inside of the final corner. And this is helping the Alpine scores massively. And now look at this. You've got AJ lining up the Ferrari. Ferrari moves very late there.
I think.
Yeah, that was not... Oh, he's down the inside of the AlphaTauri. And the Alpine runs wide now. Now the Ferrari's back in.
The foe! He gets a horrible exit. Is that AJ off? That is AJ off. No way.
That's virtual safety car. Yeah, just got
AJ
caught out.
was doing so well.
I think AJ may have wing damage here. Yeah, he does.
He isn't even. There's not even wing damage. That's like missing your whole front wing.
Yeah, he's missing a nose.
That's such a shame.
Yeah.
And knowing that this lap is very long, I don't think he will be. I don't think it will be virtual safety car conditions when he comes into the pits. I think it will probably be the same like we saw on lap 1, where when they are about to enter sector 3, it will go green conditions.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there we have it. Like I said, going into turn 3, sector 3, sorry. Yeah, Donamo has been caught off guard. He has a drive-through penalty to serve.
Well, look who's picked up the pieces. Vaporizer is now P3. I don't know if the foe's got any wing damage. I think he's alright.
I think he's alright, but he had to get onto a little bit of an escape road through the grass. At least that's now cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very interesting turn of events.
Yeah,
Donamo and AJ both in. AJ, of course, understandable. Donamo being on 6 lap odd hards is a little bit less understandable. Oh, that is his drive-through. I apologize. It is very understandable why he went into the pits. I wanted to say, why is it not changing from 6 lap odd hards to something else?
Yeah.
But that explains a lot. Sorry, it's very late here. It's been a long day of work. We go again. Still, 7 people within a second of each other.
Yeah.
It's like Moto 3 for the people watching.
Yeah. And I think it's because the top 3 are on hard tyres. They're not actually got the pace to pull away. And the Ferrari now down the inside. And we also got Defoe making a move on a Haas as well. Oh no, Brisen. It's the teammate, Brisen. Trying to make a move on Hacko.
Oh! And DK almost lost it. Is this pushing Brisen to go for a move? No, it's not. Jack Hawkey has, well, for now, the best seat in the house. You can see it all happening in front of him and he can react.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good so far. For those guys, all penalty, but that's further down P8.
I'm interested to see when the people in the top 7 are going to pick up a penalty, because I've seen some moments where I expect people to pick up a penalty, or I assume they've picked up a penalty, but not any penalties have been awarded as of yet, so they're all keeping it nice and tight. Oh, and we're getting,
Oh,
or
there you
as
go,
I say that the commentators, because I'm sorry, Vaporizer, I'm absolutely sorry, I shouldn't have done it. I wanted to say we are getting the lovely helicopter view. Please
Yeah,
give me more of this. This is so good.
lovely view here.
Oh,
It's 6-1. It's one of those. It's a track that's. I mean, I was surprised how little people got penalties in the EU4 on Monday. I got a 3-second penalty in a day. It's so easy to do around here. I remember back in the day with the old games when I think maybe we just weren't as good, or we were just so used to quarter cutting with milder penalties. But yeah, some people would get penalties back in the day. Look at this, the Alpine now back ahead again. They're taking it in turns to lead. It's a bit like a cycling peloton here, where they're taking their turns to lead the group. And now the Alpine has decided to go ahead. Now, pit stop wise, if you're on the mediums, we expect these guys to be pitting around lap 16, I would say. Oh, the Alpine running very wide there. And that's going to be right on the dirty stuff. He's not going to have the grip, and he runs wide. Now, he definitely would have got a warning there, the Alpine. But yeah, it's we expect the medium runners to be pitting around lap 16, I would say. Hard runners, more likely to be pitting around lap 20, I would have thought. If it's obviously without safety car interventions.
yeah, the people who are now on the hards, which is the top three, Elliott, Push and Vaporizer, they will be hoping for a very, very late safety car. The people on the mediums, probably in like 4 or 5 laps time, safety car, will be absolutely perfect for them. Yeah, going back to the penalty situation, we have to remember these are the quickest and the best guys we've got in console speed, so it's understandable that we've not seen it a lot, but to be fair to them and to everyone watching, we're only 9 laps in out of 28, so there's still a lot that can happen. Is someone going to take back the lead in this race? Oh, the Ferrari is having a little bit of a look, the foe is having a little bit of a look. Vaporizer runs into the back of the Ferrari, which is actually allowing the foe to get back through, and now he is into P3. Vaporizer has to drop down to P4, and this group is, because of all this battling, still staying together.
Well, Alia, I've noticed, Alia has almost 100% ERS here. He's not used any of it, whilst Pioshi is down to 59, 63 for Defoe, 83 for Vaporizer, 46 for Hako, 65, 44 for Jack Hawkey. So, yeah, the guy up front at the moment is the one with the most energy, which you don't expect that when you don't have DRS.
Yeah, but to be fair, he has been running in P2 for a very long time, and knowing that he has a lot of straight line speed, he doesn't have to use that much to get past, so you can see where it's coming from. But like, yeah, it's also what you were saying, like being in front and having pretty much the most amount of ERS is something not that common. As AJ's already, Texas mentioned it into the chat already. He said, if no more safety car, watch out for AJ. And yeah, he's proving you right. Sets the fastest lap time of the race so far on 3 lap old hards. The Alpine struggling, going into the hairpin, which is allowing the Ferrari to get a much better exit. Is it going to lose him a position as well? We will have to wait and see. Pushing now in the Ferrari. He gets him alongside and he gets the job done. Once again, a switch of leaders. It's now the Ferrari in P1. Elliott has to stick into P2 for now, with the foe still following in P3 and himself being followed by Vaporizer in P4.
Nice. So far out of this group, only one as a penalty, that is Vaporizer. Lap 10, soon to be a lap 11. And when we get to the pit stops, that's when unfortunately this group's going to get spread out, because depending on who, I wonder if anyone will try and do an undercut, because there is a massive, a bit like Saudi Arabia, there is a big undercut advantage around here if you do go onto a fresh tyre. So will someone be brave to do a lap early? Whoever's on the mediums now. Defoe, he's had a recovery. He's in P3. Strong, but the fact that these hard runners are able to keep these guys behind, to me, shows that these guys are definitely going to go onto softs later. The softs aren't too bad. You can do 10 laps easily with the softs round. It's not like it used to be. The softs used to be 6 laps and they're absolutely gone, and you have to pit. Whilst you can push these tyres a little bit longer now. So I'm sure the hard runners will be going on to softs. I'd be very surprised if they choose the medium tyre. But the Ferrari holding the lead now. Defoe getting very close to the Alpine in the apex.
But he's struggling on exit. There's a couple of times now where he's just too eager on the throttle and losing it with the back end, which I think is not really helping those mediums to try and manage those tires.
Yeah,
Once again, losing it on exit. This must allow Vaporizer to get past. No, he's too far away.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
I think the mediums are starting to lose their edge. We're about 3-4 laps from the pit window. These tyres, they're getting a little bit worn out now, and I think we're pretty even with the pace of hard and medium tyres at this stage.
Yeah, Ricky is mentioning, because we had 2 virtual safety cars, he thinks that the mediums could maybe try and stretch it to make it onto the softs as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you were going to go onto hards now, you'd be pitting. So I pitted lap 16 to go on, or 17 to go onto the softs. If you want to go on the hards, you'll be looking to pit probably lap 13, 14, something like that. And Defoe gets 3-second penalty now. So yeah, if you are going on the hards, they're going to be pitting in the next couple of laps. It's not much of a difference, so if you can make it to lap 16 or further, 16, 17, I think, maybe it was 18, I can't remember, but it was basically, no, I lie, it was lap 16 was when the window opened for me to go onto softs, and that's what I did. Immediately I had a safety car to do that, so I did. In reality, I did 9 laps on the softs, but it was absolutely fine. And that Alpine of Alia almost hit the back of Piyoshi under braking. But everyone's so close. Like, there's a few times where people are so close to a monumental impact here. But those guys at the back, praying for a safety car, they're not getting it at the moment. That's a commentator.
If I was one of those medium guys, I would definitely try and see if you could make it on the horse, because we saw AJ putting in the fastest lap of the race. He should be able to make it to the end. Texas as well in the chat saying that Hards could go from as far as lap 7 comfortably, he thinks. Yeah. And that's exactly what AJ did, so he should be able to manage it to the end of the race. And the fact that he is quicker compared to the guys running in this group with DRS, I would say try to take advantage of fresher tires, especially on the track. We've mentioned it before. If there is, this is one of those tracks where grip is so crucial. You need to have life in your tires, and we went on board with Defoe. He was struggling so much with the back end. Like, why don't you come into the pits, try to put on a set of hard tires, and then see if you can gain the upper end on the guys in this group. Here comes Elliott with superior straight line speed. It's unbelievable how quick he is in a straight line. But yeah, why not take the gamble? Because if you're all going onto the soft tire at the same point in this race, for example when a safety car comes out, no one will have an advantage apart from Elliott with his straight line speed. Defoe, he knows that he can't do anything in a straight line, so you have to think of something else. Same goes on for Vaporizer. He has been stuck in P3 and P4 for quite a long time. He can't get past because everyone else in front gets DRS. Try something else, spice it up. Are they listening? Yes, yeah. Elliott is listening, not the one who I thought, but he is listening.
Well, I saw the icon, so all their icons are lit up. So if a Vaporizer is not pitting, you've got Aliat pitting and Hako pitting. So Aliat is going to go on to mediums. and that's going to push them. Or is he gone? Yeah, he's gone mediums.
Yeah, mediums.
So
Yeah, from hard to medium.
he's gone for the mediums, and that is, it's possible. It's absolutely fair because the mediums and the hards are pretty durable. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people's their indicators were showing that the tool icon, which they're in their pit window. So everyone in that group are in the pit window, but I wonder whether Yoshi's decided, okay, I'm going to go to the soft, which means he will stay out for a couple more. There's no point, I personally think now, to go on the hards next lap, because you're going to lose a load of time to Aliat. You might as well go a little bit further and put the soft on. Otherwise, this 1 lap difference now, Aliat's going to gain about a second on you.
Yeah, I agree. This is the time where you need to take advantage of someone like spicing some things up. If you pit now, you lose more time because Elliot will definitely be quicker this lap compared to the guys who are running on 13 lap old tires. So now you have to stretch it, try to stick with these tires for a couple of more laps, go on to the softs and then try to gain back the time you lost in this stint. Brad Panda, he said it's probably my setup issue, but when my rear mediums reached 25%, I had no grip at all. So that's something to keep in mind. These guys would probably know that as well. 25% is what I feel like the margin, like the line where after 25% your tires are dead.
Yeah. So they are staying out. Yeah, Vaporizer, I can see the tool icon for the pit window has not happened. Jack Hawkey does pit, and he has put his hards on, so he's gone for hards. Oh, I don't know about that strategy. You could have just gone a couple more laps, and you could have had the medium. He stayed out ahead of Don Ammo, who's yet to pit. But Hacko, you can see Hacko's 2.5 seconds ahead of Jack Hawkey. That shows you how much of a difference it is, just that 1 lap of staying out.
Yeah, big
Elliot's
difference.
a massive amount of time out at the moment. But when these guys pit for softs, they're going to have such an advantage. That obviously it will run out. But I think I expect there to be a pit window. But Vaporizer, look at this. He's now P2. He's got ahead of the 4th. And he looks like he's looked after his tyres well. He's definitely going for that soft strategy towards the end. To be interesting. What is the better strategy?
As we are about to enter lap 60,
Right,
the
pits.
Ferrari is going into the pits.
Now, if he puts hards on, I'll be very surprised.
He comes from hard tires, so he
Sorry, so if he puts mediums on,
is.
why didn't you pit 2 laps earlier? Because you're going to lose so much time. Yes, you got 2 laps fresher mediums, but he's going to be already.
Here comes Elliot already. Yeah.
Like, it's just you've given yourself too much time. Like surely you're not going to, just from 2 laps fresher tyres, you're not going to catch up. And Hacko is right there as well. He's going to stay just ahead, but he might not because of the tyre difference. I think he'll just stay ahead.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Which is crucial. But maybe DK now can try and get past on the back straight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be a move. Could be not.
So,
Vaporizer. Yeah, Defoe and Vaporizer now together with Brizin on the last man standing. But Brizin, he has to leave a little bit of a gap. 1.7 it is to his teammate in front. These 2 guys battling it out for the lead in this race. Both on a 3-second tempo as well due to track limits. And yeah, I assume they will be stretching out until they can put on the soft tire.
So it's going to be really. I hope it doesn't have a safety car because I want to see how this ends. But the thing is, the guys at the front, if there is a safety car, it will suit these guys. Vaporizer pits
comes in and Defoe follows.
Yeah.
So Brizin has to stay 16. Out. Yeah.
So you can make the softs last. Are they going to do softs though, or is he going mediums?
Yes.
It's mediums. Ah, that's again.
But the foe is on softs. The foe is gambling on softs.
Well, he has to because he started on mediums. If he didn't if he went on hards, he's not going to be able to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, true, he had to.
But I'm surprised Vaporizer didn't go to softs because it's. Ooh, look at that! The Ferrari of Jack Hawkey
gets himself between the foe and Vaporizer.
So we got Horizon who stayed out. I mean, 17 laps on the mediums. They are going to be heavily worn, but I think Defoe did the right choice there, putting the softs on. He's already all over the back of that Ferrari.
Look at the difference.
Now, down the hairpin. There we go. Oh, the Ferrari turned in on him there. Oh, they're touching. I don't know why. Like, the Ferrari turned in there as if he wasn't there. That's not on. But look at this. This grip advantage the soft's going to have now is massive, and he's lining up Vaporizer even. Watch Sector 3 now with this compared to the McLaren. These next few laps are just going to be unreal.
Yeah, you can see him closing in.
Yeah.
And not losing any time on exit. Quicker going into the corners. Quicker getting out of it. But he needs to get past, he needs to make those softs work. But look at the gap Elliott has.
Yeah.
Compared to the Ferrari. These two guys, a couple of laps ago, were swapping positions for the lead in this race. Now the gap is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Foe gets past Vaporizer. So he can now focus on DK in front with some 4 lap old hards. And then there is a gap of, which will probably be 3 seconds when he gets past to P2. But then a 6 second gap to Elliott, and I don't think he's going to give that one up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Defoe is Vin DRS of Hacko. 3.
He brakes so much later. Gets a good exit. This should be an easy job for the Alpha Tauri.
Yeah.
And is Vaporizer going to follow? No, he can't. So it will probably take another lap for Vaporizer to get past, and this is where he's going to lose out.
Yeah. 3 seconds. Fastest lap, first sector for Defoe. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a fastest lap. DRS assistance that he got.
Yeah, I think he had DRS on both the start finish straight and the back straight, so
yeah. It's 2.8 behind Pioshi.
I love it how you pronounce his name. It's brilliant.
Englishman. Yeah, 134.4. And if we look at the lap times, so that is nearly 1.5 seconds quicker than Elliott's fastest, and 0.8 quicker than, I'm going to call him Pioshi. Fuck it.
Oh, that's a sub. There you go.
Oh, yes! Yeah!
He absolutely blasted it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I love it. That was such a good. That was so good.
Oh, I can't believe it.
I'm going on Twitch now.
Yeah, he's doing it. Vaporizer 1.4 second gap to the foe. He lost out because he couldn't get past DK on the back straight on the last lap. He actually managed to do so on the start finish straight this lap. Gap remains pretty much stable between Elliott and Pusha for the lead of this race. 2.5 seconds is the gap between Pusha and the foe. Let's keep an eye out on what that gap is going to do. Yeah, we saw 7 cars within a second of each other. Now after the pit stops, everyone is pretty much outside of a second. Yeah, that's how some English is also a very hard language to us. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. That's what I wanted to say. I don't know what went wrong, but And Vaporizer with another penalty, 6 seconds now added on to his race time. If it stays like this, DK is actually going to take full advantage of it. Vaporizer, he needs to push. There we have it. Lewis round has given a sub. You love to see it.
There we go.
Man of his word. All because of the name Pusher. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know, right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. So meanwhile, as I've just done that, to be fair, the soft runner both hasn't taken quite as much in, and Pioche is now 4.8 seconds. He is closing in, but I just don't think he's got 8 laps to go this time by. I just don't think he's got enough time to catch back up.
It's waiting for Defoe catching P2. Or Pusher once again with a dodgy exit as to use all of the track on the left hand side to keep it within the white lines. And yeah, he's losing time and a lot each lap. But for how long? Because those softs are slowly starting to get worse and worse, and those mediums should actually still feel pretty decent.
Yeah, to be fair, the medium of Vaporizer is starting to close in on both. Yeah, it's already the tide is already turning now. And Devoe's he's equal the pace of Pioche, but it's just Vaporizer now. I think Vaporizer really got the pace strong, but I just still think he left it too late. You can just see, like, it actually was worth pitting earlier.
Yeah, the fact that he was the only one as well going for an early stop, which we were already suggesting, but I didn't expect him to do it because he was on the hards together with Vaporizer and Pusher. And the fact that he went early actually has given him the win for now. Let's not celebrate too early because the Ferrari is closing in though. The gap was 6.5 seconds, it's now 4 seconds, so he's gaining quite a bit, but that could be down to Elliott saving his tires because they are 2 laps older, which could make the difference. But yeah, not a lot going on at this race at the minute. Jack Hawkey going into the pits. Is he? What? Eh?
I don't know why
Why would you do that?
Oh, Poche now has 3-second penalty.
That is going to cost him the victory if it was even possible.
Unless Elliott gets it,
yeah,
then maybe. But yeah, they're all catching. I mean, to be fair, Defoe is still slowly catching in on the Ferrari, but Vaporizer is also really catchy. He's almost in that DRS zone now. There we go, then. So we got lap 22 of 28. Is everyone going to join? I don't think we're going to get a battle for P1, but I think we're going to get a great battle for P2, 3, and 4.
Hopefully 1.1. Yeah, Vaporizer is closing in rapidly on the foe.
Oh,
finding pace, and now, yep, top 4, all with penalties. If DK just was that little bit quicker, he would have been laughing so much at this stage with everyone in front having a penalty. If he was connected to this train, he would have been golden. But unfortunately for him, he is fighting with Brizin for P5 in this race, which still is a really decent result, but with a little bit more pace in the tank, he could have been fighting for a podium spot. The ones fighting for a podium spot are Elliott, Pusher, Defoe and Vaporizer, who were at some stage in this race fighting for victory. You can see them all four in the helicopter view. Who's going to come out on top? We will know it in 6 laps time.
Vaporizer has DRS this time.
Yeah, and the foe light is flashing, so
yeah,
that means low on ERS. This could be the opportunity for Vaporizer to get back on the podium, but remember he has 6 seconds, so he needs to put in a little bit more work if he wants to get the job done. Once again, Vaporizer making it interesting. I'd love to see it.
And now Brisbane has got past Hacko. They've lost quite a lot of time, to be fair. And in fact, now Aliat has been able to stabilise the gap. Ooh, Vaporizer gets a little bit of oversteer in entry of turn 1. But so far, it's a real battle here. But Defoe, you think, is only going to drop off more and more pace-wise. But so far, he's done a good job. He is slowly gaining on Gosha, whatever. I'm not going to get another sub. I've already spent my money tonight. Yeah, so but I'll tell you what, he has a bit of straight line speed because Vaporizer, he's actually matching the straight line, the down the straight, even with DRS, you can't get close to him. And that soft tyre on Defoe still good enough in the sector 3. But we've got now 4 laps to go.
Four laps to go. Vaporizer pushing. He knows he has to. He's got no other choice. Elliott now stabilizing the gap between him and a Ferrari behind, and Defoe is not being able to get closer to the Ferraris. He needs to focus on Vaporizer behind, with 4 laps to go, including this one.
Nice. Yeah, I think now Vaporizer's much closer. And yeah, Defoe lost half a second that lap. I think the tide has turned now. To be fair, I still think Defoe did the right strategy because he was behind Vaporizer. If he had been on because he started on mediums, he would have had to have gone onto the hards, which he wouldn't have been anywhere near. So, personally, I think he's done the right thing to go to softs rather than go hards. Like you see all the other people are on hards, like Hacko. He's well down, 8 seconds behind these guys, and there goes Vaporizer down the inside. He is now into P3. His next target is O'Shea.
Well done by Vaporizer.
I didn't expect Aliat to take V1 today, but he has managed this race superbly and, to be fair, outsmarted everyone on the strategy to pit earlier for those medium tyres, and yeah, no one reacted. And the guys who did, well, the only guy who pitted the lap later was Hacko, and you look at the difference of how far he's behind. He only pitted 1 lap later, but it just shows you how much difference. Though the medium has got the performance over the hard, because all those guys that started on the mediums, yes, they were with those guys, but it's only because those guys started on the hards. Now that they are on the medium, it just really shows the performance that they've had advantage-wise.
Yeah, exactly. The foe is hanging on though, doing a good job to keep up with Vaporize. He knows that if we're going to have a look at the penalty situation, he just needs to stay within 3 seconds of Vaporize to get back onto the podium. There's no need to fight and lose even more time. He just needs to stick in the DRS, use all of the ERS available in that car, try to stay within 3 seconds, and then you're on the podium.
Yeah, I think these top 3 here, they've got it pretty much settled, and if anything, the Foe still has a chance here. He's keeping Vaporizer honest. It'll be interesting, can he hold on? I just think 2 to go, you'd think the sausage would get worse and worse. AJ's battling it out in sector 3 with ZNYQ dash. And that is not me glitching, that is the guy's thing. Ali at 13 lap mediums. Really, yeah. He's just having a great first few laps on those tyres. That's what's allowed him to just be strong and pull away.
Whoa. You could hear the foe locking up his front tires. But he's just doing exactly what I said. DK very close to Brizin. Is he going to challenge and try to take back that P5? Those softs of Brizin won't be feeling that great. So he has a chance. As Elliot is about to start the last lap of this race. And then Lewis, apart from 2 virtual safety cars, no safety car in this race. Somehow.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had a race with no safety car. But it's been, and it's great for you, Thomas. Great for you.
It's brilliant for my sleeping schedule.
Compared to Saudi Arabia. I mean, at least it's only Friday. You got one more day to go.
True.
But still,
that helps a lot. Yeah.
It's coming up to 20 past 11 in the Netherlands, so you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be able to go to sleep before midnight.
Get in.
Or around midnight. It's been a flowing race. Only 2 virtual safety cars. I feel for everyone who had instances early on, because they are having good battles. At least there's some good battles at the back. The 2 Mercedes are fighting it out, and the AJ, the Aston Z, and PW Jones. But it's been. And meanwhile, look at this Vaporize catching up in the end. It's only 8 tenths behind, so.
And here comes DK. Here comes DK around the outside. Oh, what a move!
He's done it. Alia is 2 corners to go.
Yeah, he drove a brilliant race, and I think the fact that he pitted early gave him the win. Brilliant race, very quick in a straight line, and he takes victory here at Cota. Very well done by Elliot, who is going to finish P2, is going to be pushing. Yes, it is Vaporizer on the line! And because of the penalties, drops him down to P4. DK and Brizin, who is going to come out in this battle for P5. It is going to be DK. Brizin has to settle for P6. Donamo P7. AJ, Matty must have made contact with his teammate, because he's dropping down places left, right and center.
Yeah,
Or is he
AJ
out
as
of
well.
view?
He's out
He's
of
out of
fuel.
view.
Yeah.
Ah, Matty.
So Don Ammo, P7, AJ
Oh,
coming home P8.
but is he going to lose out to Jones? I don't think he is. He's
Nah, I
just
mean, might.
about okay. Oh, Matty, you are lucky, lucky guy.
Gets a point.
But Elliot is a race winner. Very well done to him. Congratulations. Driver of the day, Donamo. No safety car, boo, says Matty in the chat. Yeah, he's one of those guys always hoping for a safety car so he could spice up his race. But here we have our deserved podium in my opinion. Apart from the fact that Vaporizer actually deserved to be on there as well, but he picked up too many penalties, couldn't get past at the start of the race, and he paid the price for it afterwards. And then if we go to the final standings of this race, Elliot in P1, push P2, the faux P3 with the false lap, so 16 points for him. Vaporizer P4, DK P5, Prism P6, Donamo P7, AJ P8, Zinc P9, Matty rounds off the top 10. PW Jones P11, last one to finish. Jack Hawkey P12, who suddenly retired. Specdodo, Kiebo, Roy, and Goke all didn't manage to come across the line. And that rounds off stream for tonight. Lewis, thank you very much for joining the commentary box with me. It was an absolute pleasure as always.
Yeah, absolutely, as always, pleasure. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I hope Contest Speed are very happy with my sub. And yeah, we'll be back next week for more at which circuit? Canada.
Yes, I just wanted to say. Canada, always a good track, provides some good overtaking. So, and maybe the weather is going to spice some things up as well. You never know.
Yeah.
We have to wait and see. Tune in next week, same time, same place for Contest Speed Tier 1. Like we said, Lewis and Thomas, your magic duo in the commentary box. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you everyone who joined the race. And as always say, have a good one, stay safe, and goodbye.